Yeah, man. I see you, Brenda.
Yes,
Yes,
my
we got
love.
it. Welcome, y'all. We live on Culture TV Global. We will be broadcasting on Tempo Networks. Make sure you are tuning in every week to this show because we're going to be bringing you Jamaica. This is Next Stop Jamaica.
Yes, 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 yes. Greetings. Let's say I had to represent today. I'm coming
Yes,
in from last week. We're in Alligator Pond, so I had to bring a shell back with me. And this week we're here in the east at Kamochi Villa, but and we're headed further east to the home of Kumena. Yes, we're
yes.
North Bush. See, I'm surrounding myself with roots.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bush and
Well,
and and and, and healing vibes.
yes, that's the
They
vibe.
say you can't have all of this and not have the drum.
Mm-hmm.
And the drum is important. How are you, Patrice? What you up to this week?
Man, I'm good. Not as good as you. You in Jamaica.
Well, y'all keep messing with the weather. I'm gonna stay here a little longer too.
So, what we saw in the opening, can you tell us? We saw a gentleman and he was scratching, and I was grooving to his beat, and we saw a
Oh
young lady
man,
who was drumming.
and I got a grater too in there somewhere. That's a
Mm,
grater that and they're just using a fork on it. And the
really?
shakers, they're made from, oh Lord, Paki. I've picked one. They're made from gourds you find on the Paki tree, which has a very weird smelling toxic thing in there. But that's what they use, and they put certain beads and stones in there. Got to put the stick in when it's still green, and those are the shakers. And then you
Mm,
have two drums, the bando and the cas. And the bando is going to give you that bass rhythm, and the cas is where you see that individual expression come out, while the
mm,
bando is still holding it down. But in the midst of it, you have the kata sticks, and they're setting a rhythm and a pace. And that's the basic, what was that, 1 minute explanation of Kumina. But Kumina is, it's indigenous to Jamaica. It came through, you had indentured servants who came from the Congo. So you have the Congo people, Bakongo people, you have the Akan who were there, those who speak the Promanti language. It's a mixture, and you have those who speak the old language. So when you come across those, because they're dealing specifically with the old Africans who were here, of all the different nations. I don't know if you play that part of the clip where he speaks about everyone being called together in Greencastle, Portland, so the nations can come together and be one. And they're still working to strive for that. And sometimes that happens in the camaraderie of the drum for the occasions. Birthdays, deaths, they're still there for 9 nights, still there for grave digging. Nowadays, you use them for forms of celebration and family Thanksgiving. But the drum now, they're not coming drums. They're specific to St. Thomas, Jamaica, a piece going in St. Mary and Portland, but out in the east, as them said, a Kumina territory.
I see you love it. So wait, so Kumina is the drumming as well as the dancing, right? It's both. It's a movement.
Yes, they flow. It's also call and response. It's it's what you don't have in Charleston. Like Charleston has the ring shout, that counterclockwise shuffle. The feet don't leave the ground. You'll see the
Mm,
same movement in Kumina because the drummers are central
mm-hmm.
and everything gravitates and moves around them. Their expressions and dances and movements and comedy. And it's not always mournful. It's not
Mm,
always sad. There's stories in these songs, And because different generations respond to different songs there, I've heard one Kumina guy said, listen, there's three selectors here and each of us have 2,000-3,000 songs apiece. Because there are four different roads of Kumina. That's the kicker. Sometimes you have, what is it? The Fenke. There's some that they're so sort of died out because people may have, okay, I don't do that anymore. I'm into the church now. But it's also people migrated and they migrated with the knowledge and don't necessarily have spaces and places where they can express it.
So,
So you
but
got to wait till you come home.
I feel like Kumina is a spiritual. I feel like when I heard them, the way they sing and the that you hear, it feels like a spiritual.
It invigorates the spirit. That's why I have put Kumina drums behind everything under the sun, because I need those who come from nations who have migrated spaces and places and they're really good flag wavers. They don't know the core. And I wanted something to wake up the spirit in people, and
Mhm,
Kumina does that. When you look at the dance movements of Kumina over the years, and Rex Netterford, Ibaye, um, a cultural minister of Jamaica, had done the full ballet on it. It's one of the most sought after pieces done by the dance theater
mm,
here. It's regarded. See, there's Kumina, there's revivalism, and then everything else in my, because Kumina and revivalism, they come together. You see the
mhm,
modern day expression of it in dance hall. There
mm.
was some folks dancing one time and on a video, and this guy's like, "Ooh, those old cats they've been paying attention in the dance hall." It's like, no, 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 baby. Let's give you a little history. Those movements that they're doing with the chain link and mirroring the bodies and moving around and going a certain way, those came from the act of revivalism. Those same movements you see in Kumina. People just
So
drifted different places.
different evolve. So would you say Kumina drumming and dance is that sort of like one of the founding musics of Jamaica, like before reggae?
It's from there flowed.
Mm-hmm.
Kumina is just the simple. It's the 1-2. It's like I say, it's the 1-2 order. You're going back to the basic. That's why you don't need nothing but a hollowed out tree, two sticks, and piece of goat skin, two shakers and a grater with a fork. You don't need nothing. Like the man say, you don't have to plug in nothing. You just have to start. And for those who know, you can take it and say, bam, I'm connecting the dots across the diaspora, and look at the low country who did not have drums, but you can find in their movements and in their dance and in their sounds, you'll find those same Kumina rhythms. But drums were outlawed there, so they didn't have them to play.
Mm.
They
So
didn't
how
have them to play.
so you in Jamaica now, right? So when did
Yes,
you
ma'am.
yeah, when did you discover Kumina? Like how did you end up finding out about Kumina?
All right, here's what happens. I went to school here from 7 to 14, 7 to 13, 7 to 14. In schools, we are taught for. Matter of fact, hang on. Hello? Come here a sec.
You always got a
Hey,
surprise.
I'm not going to do this by myself. I always got something for you. Come on now. Come on now. Let's speak about this experience. Say hi to Patrice.
Hey!
Say hi to Culture TV.
Blessings, y'all. How
This
you
is
doing
Bird's
Blessings.
today?
Eye.
Bird's eye. Nice to see you
Let
again.
Bird's Eye tell you about
We
Kumina.
saw Bird's eye first on the Muse, and we've seen her again. Nice to see you.
Yes. Give thanks for having me. Blessings.
We finally get to talk about Kumina.
Mm-hmm. So for us, um, straight up for me, growing up, Kumina wasn't really accepted because it was of a different language, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Based on the fact that we never really did drumming and stuff like that, whereas communication is concerned. Like she said, drumming wasn't allowed because we use it as black people to communicate. So drumming is more of something spiritual for us. It carries some form of spiritual weight.
Mm-hmm.
So coming up for us back then, we were taught the dance steps. We were taught a few little things about it, the maypole dance, the different ways to do your foot movement, but we were taught it in a different way. We were taught it to carry me aki, go all instead market, not a quati would sell. We were taught to
We had
these
cultural
songs.
shows.
Yes.
We had cultural
So
performances.
we had cultural songs and stuff like that, but it wasn't necessarily taught, Kikongo, because Kikongo is the language, Kikongo is the nation, Kikongo is the root. You understand? But we weren't taught from a Kikongo point of view or a Kikongo perspective. We were just taught from a cultural
You weren't taught from
perspective.
an African diaspora culture
Yeah.
perspective.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
See,
Kikonga.
that's the key.
So Kikonga is the origin of Kumina? Is that what you're saying?
The rhythms and the language of the people. Kumina, the name, as Patrick wanted to say, is somebody saying Kumina while she's dancing. It's a melting pot of African diaspora culture on the eastern coast of Jamaica that has its own sound, its own rhythm, its own movement. There's, besides the social aspect of it, there is, as in any African diaspora culture, there is healing, there are readings, there are movements, there are colors. There are times when Kumina drums go to revivalist churches, and all forces come together because it is about the spirit. No matter what, it is about Malem bringing everybody together. We are one.
Yes,
It's a celebration of that uniqueness. Let's work this melanin. We are one. I don't care if you're Zulu. I don't care if you're Romantic. I don't care if you're Ashanti, Mandingo, Hausa, Fan, Igbo, Abra. We are one.
Well, guess what? We have the clip that you filmed when you were there. And we saw Bird's Eye. We saw you dancing in the with your skirt. You was having a good time. I think we should show the people. We should go to that clip.
Yeah, because as always, I don't stick to just straight camera. I'm dancing. There's movement.
If you see the sky for a minute, that's because she having fun. She in her spirit.
Yes, ma'am. I'm dancing.
Let's play that clip. I love that little
And the key
two-step
thing with
kind
that was the fusion.
of.
It's a contemporary artist, and yeah, we actually had them come up out of from St. Thomas and come to Kimochi Villa and have her come from Stony Hill and meet on common ground and fuse and have Jamaican vibes just be in my head. That's what I see and feel. So she brought it to life for me. Patrick Francis and his family, they brought it to life for me. So big up Eric Castle, Puntantone, Unstoppables. But
So,
she did that.
yeah, man. So who was the guy? He was doing most of the drumming and the calling. I think he was like in a purple shirt and like some army pants. Who's that?
That's Patrick Francis.
Oh,
Yes,
okay. So
that's
he's the
Patrick Francis.
matriarch. I mean, the patron.
That's the pops.
Mm-hmm.
Other than one gentleman that was what Subaru had one white shirt. Subaru had on the white shirt. He's always with them, part of the team. That's the
Mm-hmm.
Unstoppables coming out of Erie Castle, St. Thomas. That's his son Ronaldo, his daughter Raika. That particular clip has her dancing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one I wanted to make sure people saw the counterclockwise movement and
Mm-hmm.
saw that the foot movement was minimal while the body was still speaking and going
Mm-hmm.
around. There's a time when she met with her, and you see that the bodies have a language as they move together. And that there's so many things happening at Akumina that it's amazing. And these are baby step clips.
Mm-hmm.
Kumina is, and we're also in the middle of a curfew, so that was done with just with 10 of us present. Kumina is something where the drummers are the core and
Mm-hmm.
the entire village moves around. And
Ooh.
you can have 100 people, 200 people, and the vibe is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. But I need to know in terms of you working with indigenous music and putting it together with your stuff, how's that feel? I mean, I need to see it happen
It's just
again.
new. It's just new. It's nothing like it's not about how I feel. It's just new. So you just gotta experience.
But you can see it happening again.
hmm
All right, I'm ready. I got cameras. I
Okay.
got cameras. I like the fusion.
Wait. Wait. I
It's
need
the
to know.
old and the new.
I gotta book my ticket so I could come down. So let me ask you a question about the dance. I did see I was very observant of like the foot movement and like the sort of body wave that she was doing. Is that typical or is that her freestyling?
No, those are typical movements
Mm-hmm.
within Kumina dancing, within the culture of Kumina or Jonkunu, all
Hmm.
of different types of Jamaican dancing, the Maroons,
Folk
we
dances.
mixed everything today. It's folk dance, so we mix it into
It's a
everything.
mixture, a touch of
Yeah.
colonialism, vestiges of African diaspora, um, unique to Jamaica flow. It's
hmm
everything in the pot. Remember, Miss Lou said we mix up and we blend up, and that make we one. And that there's every movement in there. That I enjoy dance. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I like remember we talked about before. The little fluffy um, Disney character there, and so I can do the tutu thing. I don't have to stand on point. But there's fluidity to the movement and there's grace even within the frenzy of the drum. And I think that's what excites me. Again, my friend Andrew would say, you didn't answer the question before. I did folk dances at school for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
These things were not part of the curriculum. They're still not part of today's curriculum
Mm-hmm.
saying it's African diaspora culture. The school that Raika goes to, they have a Kumina club because fortunately she's in that parish. We had a great conversation with her. Matter of fact, there's an hour-long video with her on YouTube
Tell us.
that we had a
Tell
great
us tell us
conversation with her.
tell us where to find it so the viewers after watching this show can now go to your YouTube page to get that big long video for more
Yeah,
information.
yeah, Ms. BJ Peart, Raika, Rahika, the drummer girl, literally, Rahika, the drummer girl. It may have Kumina Drummer Girl in there, but if you just put in Drummer Girl, it's gonna pop up, and
Mm-hmm.
it's on my YouTube channel because there's not girls aren't always drumming. That's one,
Mm-hmm.
and she gets to be part of a family where she's been exposed to it all.
Mm-hmm.
And the she fluidly that I creeped in the videos. We just didn't get to show them all to you, where you would literally see her move from instrument to instrument to instrument.
Yeah.
I wasn't playing. It's still Women's History Month. We still got to big up the. Are we in April?
No, we're
No, we
not. No,
still
we're
in
not.
March. See, we got
Listen,
to big up the girls. It's really
listen.
a heavy patriarchal community, and I wanted to make sure that girls know that they can drum,
Yes.
they can sing, they can do call and response, they can dance, they can do. Listen, there's some techniques. There's some other videos there. Kumina, you will find it.
Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do.
KBN.
So we're gonna let the people know that they could go to culturetv.com, they could go to Culture TV on Facebook, your YouTube page, and you could see more videos because there's lots of it. There ain't no
Yes, I
shortage.
have a Kumina playlist. I have a Kumina playlist. I love the rhythms that much. But all right,
So wait, have you
it's
learned?
God that's.
I seen you behind the camera, but have you learned how to do the drumming?
Oh no, I don't do that. I have bilateral nerve damage. I'm not hitting nothing. Things need to be documented. We need to leave a trail so that others know that it exists, so they can have something to emulate and practice. It shouldn't be something that's just okay. Well, they used to do this way back when, and it's tied to no. I'm giving it to you front and center. That's why you literally can find hours of Kumina on my YouTube channel. If I go into a place, I'm there for 4, 5, 6 hours. Whatever I got, here it is. And I cheat because here's phone footage only. Here's camera footage only. And now somebody gave me a GoPro last year. I darn near killed it, but here's GoPro footage only. Because sometimes it's just right by the kata sticks. So they can hear that rhythm. Because you need that to maintain the overall rhythm. Then other times it'll be by the bandu so you can hear the bass. And on others, it may be stuck on the cast so that those can see what full expression is. Matter of fact, in Raika's video, maybe a little dark, I try to bring up the light. You'll see her hand patterns. It is important for people to know how the movement came about. In others, you'll see the dance as they're there, but I show the foundation in terms of fluidity of moving from instrument, of touch with each instrument, and the sound of each instrument. Because to me, that wakes up the spirit.
So wait, while we have Bird's Eye, I gotta have her do a little freestyle for us because I heard the Lioness song coming out. I heard that coming out. So while we have you, it's getting a little bit dark in your area there, but uh
Yeah, we can find light. Don't
yeah,
worry, we can find light
I
real
sure I
quick.
sure wanna
Yeah,
I sure
come
wanna
on.
hear Miss
We stay on the
Bird's
move. Ah, light, 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 light.
Eye.
Boom. Let it be
There
light.
we go. Take us out. Take us out. Take us out.
I am a woman of purpose. I will stand for like 10,000 lioness. I will keep mind and heart as one, and I fly free in a this giddy eye. Seems like every day there is new pain and strife. But as I rise up, I give thanks for life. No weapon formed against us shall ever thrive. Jaja living ever faithful to our lives. Think of love alone, your heart it need and scrub down. The jelly water, none of blood can wash his soul. Seeking from within, he shall find himself. Tear down the walls and all doors shall open. Blessings for my life out of many. I am one of Jaja chosen. I am one of Jaja chosen. I give gratitude for the air I breathe. Yesterday was a struggle, but today I still live. Give thanks, Jah, for the little things. Not even money make me happy like the sun on the beach. Ooh, we feeling sweet underneath my feet. Grounding daily, I am rooting like a tree. Nothing no sweet like mama cooking, feed my spirit, please. My heart yearns to live, please put my mind at peace.
Yes, I. Nadine Henry has written in saying, "Sing out, Bird's Eye." Hey, the people love you, girl. They love you. So we got a little drumming, a little dancing, a little singing tonight. We thank you. Thank you.
Jamaica,
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for taking us to Jamaica, welcoming us into your home. We are going to take you out and we're going to tell our audience to stay tuned for more. Next stop, Jamaica.
Yeah.
We take you to Jamaica, around Jamaica, all the culture, the food, the arts, the dance, the music. But for now, we're going to say bye and we're going to take you to a commercial and we're going to see you next time. Thank you.
Give thanks, Patricia.
I used to watch BET, MTV, VH1, now I watch Tempo. Soca, Calypso, Reggae Dancehall. Don't stall, better get tuned in to the Tempo. Don't have cable, they got an app. Go to your app store, download that. Whether it's tourism, cuisine, or the social scenes, if it ain't Tempo, it's a rap. Who got the Caribbean views? Tempo. It's the latest in Caribbean news. Tempo. You tryna cook Caribbean food? Tempo. You know they got the music videos too. Tempo. Who got the Caribbean views? Tempo. It's the latest in Caribbean news. Tempo. You tryna cook Caribbean food? Tempo. You know they got the music videos too. Tempo.